Welcome to this 30-minute video where we're going to focus on stretching and breathing. For me, these two things go together. It's the breath that really helps the body to kind of move into positions that we want to put them in. And it's also the breath that helps to release out the tension that we can carry in our body. And there's different layers to that tension. There's physical tension, the lifestyle stuff, if we sit in chairs a lot or do repetitive movements. But there's also emotional tension that we can carry. Times that we've been stressed, emotional, anxious, overwhelmed. We hold that energy inside of us. You know, the body responds to how we're feeling. So those times when we've been really stressed and our shoulders are hanging up around our ears, and that may be that time in life, you know, we move on from there, but we still have this tension that's held in the body. So today's practice is focusing on the breath and then allowing the breath to help the body to kind of move and stretch with the intention to just allow whatever needs to release, whether that's physical tension from lifestyle stuff, whether that's emotional tension. So we're going to start off standing. So coming into a standing position and just having the feet about hip width apart. We're going to do, if you do Pilates, you'll recognize this. We're going to do a Pilates roll down. This helps to start to open up the spine and also to open up the legs. If you sit a lot, tight hamstrings. If you ride a bike, tight hamstrings. If you run, tight hamstrings. You know, you get the gist. Okay. So coming into a standing position, the feet hip width apart, roughly, you know, whatever's suitable for your body. Have a softness in the knees and just allow the arms to relax down by the side of the body. Take a breath in. And then the exhale, chin down to chest, and then starting to roll down. So you'll be taking a few breaths along the way. But just getting a sense that the weight of the head as you start to roll down is being drawn down towards the earth. But we're in control, so not flopping or moving down really quickly. You may find that your knees are bending a lot here. If your legs have locked out, then make sure they are bent. We don't want to lock the knees. And just coming to wherever your body gets to, that's your end range of movement. Not forcing or pushing your body into a position that it doesn't want to go. Allowing the arms to relax. If you are aware that your body is kind of more upright still, then you can rest your hands on your thigh or on your shins, but try not to put a lot of weight through them. And just taking a few breaths here. So this is where the breath starts to really come into its own, rather than focusing on the body. And a lot of the times, you know, what it isn't doing or how it's feeling or tight or this or that. Focusing on the breath. And feeling the body breathing in. And feeling the body breathing out. When we breathe in, excuse me, we're receiving. When we breathe out, we're releasing. Physically receiving oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide. Non-physically, because there's these deeper layers to the breath, you know, receiving in energy, life force, prana, chi, however you connect into it. And then this opportunity to release, you know, stagnant energy, old emotional energy, just anything that is no longer serving us. And then when the exhale comes, you're going to start to roll up. So try not to send the weight forward and grip with the toes, keeping the knees bent and just rolling up through the low, the mid, and then the upper back, and eventually coming up to standing. Feeling the weight of the arms relaxing out of the shoulders, and maybe you're aware that a lot of the time your shoulders are up around your ears. You know, me too, it's life. If you can, just allowing the weight of the arms. Imagine that you have 2 bags of shopping and that the weight of the shopping bags are drawing your shoulders down. We're going to do that one more time. Just sort my mat out. So again, the feet wherever they feel comfortable, a softness in the knees. So working with the breath, taking a deep inhale in, and then exhale, the chin starts to soften down to the chest, and that initiates this roll down. Feeling the arms loose in front of you, wanting the chin to be on the chest, because that helps to let go through the back of the neck and the base of the skull. And we also have a lot of tension there. We are individual, but there are universal areas of tension that we all carry. Shoulders, low jaw, neck, low back, legs, hamstrings in particular, and the front of the hips. So getting a sense wherever you are with your torso in relation to the floor, that the crown of the head is heading down towards the earth. So I sometimes imagine I've got a weight hanging off the crown of the head, and that's bringing in a bit of length in the back of the neck. Just check with the feet that you're not forward onto the balls of the feet and gripping the toes. So wanting to send the weight back a little bit, so into the heels and the inner ankles. And again, rather than focusing on the body, and if your body is feeling tight or you've labelled it as tight, or this posture is intense for you, just trying to move away from the physical and coming into the breath, into the energetic. So the exhale can start to release the tension that we carry in our body. So one more breath here. From here, we're not going to roll up again. We're going to come onto all fours. So bend your knees enough, come down onto your hands, and then bring the knees down. So we're onto all fours. We're going to do what's called cat-cow. There is a tendency for some of us to not me, because I don't have that hypermobility in my elbows, but for some people, it's very easy for them to lock their elbows out. And what you'd notice, so where my arm is straight, there's like this sort of dip in my elbow crease. If you put your arm out and it's more sort of rounded here because your joint is open, that means you're hypermobile in your elbow. So you need to be very careful that you don't lock them out, when you're on your hands. So big palms. So when you look down, you've got huge hands and they're glued to the floor. And the elbow creases are soft. So no locking out, and if we can, just being aware that the shoulders aren't up around the ears, just drawing them back slightly. So moving into cat-cow. So if you know what it is, you can work with your own breath. If you don't know what it is, come with me. The inhale is, letting go of your belly. So be willing to let it hang loose down towards the earth. And then just sending the front of the chest, the sternum forward. On the exhale, and we really work with the breath here, rounding through the back of the body. Don't lock the elbows out, and nice and long in the back of the neck, crown of the head down towards the earth. So the inhale, belly and low back release, the upper chest, the sternum faces forward-ish. And then exhaling, rounding the back of the body, the elbows don't lock, nice and long in the back of the neck. So try and get a sense now that you're working with your breath. So rather than with me, and if you're going faster than I am, really wanting to slow it down. Life is very fast, we're always faster, I feel, than our natural rhythm. Our natural rhythm is quite slow and steady and balanced. And a lot of the time we don't have that, what has now become a luxury in life, to really sort of step back into our rhythm, especially if you have children, if you have a hectic life, juggling a lot of balls. And sometimes it can be addictive. The adrenaline, this fast pace of life. So for some of us, slowing down can actually be a really challenging thing to do. But it's necessary. There's so many stress-related diseases that are very present now. Slowing down, breathing, remembering or relearning how to relax is, for me, just so important for our well-being, not just physical, but also mental. So one more cat-cow, so one more inhale and one more exhale. But just remember, there's no hurry. And then once you've done that, coming into a neutral position. Keeping the pelvis over the knees, you're just going to walk your hands over, if you are on a yoga mat, to kind of the top left-hand corner of the mat. If you're just on carpet, not a problem, just reaching over towards the left with the hands. Big palms pressing down into earth. And now imagine as you exhale, you're trying to breathe your right buttock back towards your right heel. So this will hopefully start to bring in some awareness of sensation in the right side torso. And again, we don't particularly want to focus on that sensation. What we want to do is focus on the breath. Because when we focus on the breath, it has the ability that I spoke about earlier on, this letting go, this releasing of energy, whether that's energy expressing as physical tension from lifestyle stuff, or energy expressing as physical tension from emotional stuff. And then gently just walking your hands back up so you're onto all fours, and then moving over to the other side. So if you have got a yoga mat, you're going over to the top right hand corner, and if you're on carpet or whatever you're on, just reaching over to the top right. And again, the breath. Just imagine now as you inhale that you're really pressing your palms down into the earth. And then exhale, you're trying to send your left buttock back towards your left heel, and it's not about it getting there. We're just using these lines of energy to start to explore breathing into the tension that may be expressing itself in the left side of the body. And if this is particularly intense for you, or you're aware that there is a lot of tension in that part of your body, rather than trying to focus on the tension because you're giving it more energy, just trying to focus on the breath. So the breath can start this very natural release through the exhale. And then bringing the hands back up. And coming to sit. If this is okay, coming to sit on your heels. This is not for everyone's body. Ankles, knees and hips don't always like it or want to do it. So you can either sit on the floor, which also may not be the best position for you. So you can grab a chair or a cushion or something. You can sit on it. It doesn't matter. The most important thing isn't really what's going on from the waist down. It's what's going on from the waist up, and that you can feel really sort of long in the spine. Because we're going to work into shoulders and neck and low jaw. So these universal areas of tension that we all have, that's life. So if you need to grab something, just grabbing something now to sit on. If you're okay with it, sitting on your heels, or any comfortable position. And we're going to move into just some simple shoulder shrugs. So have the arms hanging down by the side of the body. And again, working with breath. Close your eyes. You don't need to see me for this. And when we close the eyes, it can actually help to take us more into that internal space, which sometimes isn't very comfortable for people to be in. But it's a good journey. It's a good practice to be able to maybe spend a little bit of time in a more introspective space rather than constantly externally focused and looking outwards. So close your eyes, the arms are relaxed down by the side of the body, hanging down with those two big heavy bags of shopping. Soft exhale out through the mouth. Take a deep breath in and just imagining that you're trying to breathe into the whole of the rib cage, front, sides and back. Pause the breath, so hold it. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze the top of the shoulder blades together. And then exhale. Just imagine that the exhale is releasing the shoulder blades down the back. So we'll do this 2 more times, inhaling into the whole of the rib cage, not just the front. Pause, bringing shoulders up to the ears, squeezing top tips together. And again, just allowing the exhale just to draw the shoulder blades down the back. 1 more time, breathing into the whole of the rib cage. Pausing to bring the shoulders up to the ears and squeezing the top of the shoulder blades together. And then exhaling, shoulders down the back. If you need to change the position of your legs, then please do. If you're okay to stay here, we're going to move into a neck release. So your neck may not release, okay, and it's the breath. It's all about the breath, because the breath is what moves energy that enables eventually the physical body to kind of have space to soften and to let go into. So neck release, where the neck may not release. Press down through the palm of the right hand. So you're not pressing into the earth, but it's as if you were, maybe if they're like an imaginary counter or something that you're pressing into. Inhale, imagine that you're being drawn up to the sky through the crown of the head. And then exhale, breathing out your left ear towards left shoulder. So your neck may not have moved when you breathed out. The only reason mine did is because I've done this, I don't know how many times. And it takes time, you know, stress and tension doesn't go in overnight. It's usually a build-up, it's an accumulation of day in and day out doing the same things. Also, maybe the same emotions. If you tend to be stressed quite a lot or you feel anxious quite a lot, it's layers, you know, layers and layers go in, and so it comes out the same way. We're just peeling off layers of tension, and then eventually there's enough release to create space, energetic space, for the physical body to soften into. So never beating yourself up, never judging your body, never criticizing your body because it's not doing what you want it to do or you think it should do. And perhaps trying to come into a place of really honoring your body. It's taken me many, many years to come to a point of honoring my body and accepting it and, you know, liking it and appreciating it, rather than judging it, bitching at it, criticizing at it, beating it up because it doesn't look how I want it to look or it doesn't do what I want it to do. Let go of your right arm and then bring your chin down towards your chest and then coming to bring your head up. Moving into the other side for a neck release or maybe a neck not release, doesn't matter. Press down through the palm of the left hand, so as if you were pressing into a counter that's there. And then inhale again, just imagine that the crown of the head is just drawing up towards the sky. Exhaling out, right ear to right shoulder. And maybe it doesn't move, it doesn't matter. It's having the patience to, which has also been a bit of a lifetime journey for me, like patience. It's having the patience or learning or trying to learn to have the patience to allow the body to move when it's ready, to respond to the breath when it's ready. Because we live in a world where everything is now, you know, like now, straight away, within seconds, we seem to get everything we want right now. And we can apply that to the body, to our body, and our body doesn't work like that. It doesn't do something just because we want it to do that right now. It takes time. It responds in its own way. And yeah, you can try and force and push your body like I did for years, and I have a long list of injuries now because I did that. but working with it and giving it time and space to just be the body that it is and to do what it needs to do when it wants to is, you kind of end up in a much more healthy relationship with your body and with yourself. So let go of the left arm down towards the side of the body, and then bring the chin down towards the chest and coming to look up. Again, if you need to move your legs, if you need to sit in another position, then please do. We're going to just gently release out the low jaw by gliding it left to right. So we're just going to go like that, all right? We're just going to glide it left to right. Because the low jaw spends a lot of its life clenched to the upper jaw. Tension, stress, we all know that kind of feeling. And a lot of that energy gets held in the jaw. So just gliding the low jaw left to right. Maybe feeling a bit silly doing this, but don't worry, at least you're not doing it on a video that's been recording. And then if you can, on an exhale, just try and let your low jaw relax away from the upper jaw. And you can check it's doing that by just running your tongue along the bottom of your teeth. So one more breath. And then coming to lay down. Coming to lay down on your back. Feet on the floor. What we're going to do here is, if it's available to you, hugging your right knee in towards your chest. If this creates a lot of tension in your shoulders, if your head is lifted up off the floor, then don't bother with your arms. If you can, just let your knee be up towards your torso, or you can keep your right foot flat on the floor. And whatever you're choosing to do with your right leg, then extending the left leg forward. Hip flexors, these muscles at the front of the hips moving down into the front of the legs, the thighs. I don't know anyone that doesn't have tight hip flexors. We sit a lot. We sit more than we're designed to sit. Again, if you run a lot, if you cycle a lot, these can get extremely tight. So whatever your right leg is doing, whether you have your foot on the floor, your knee up to torso, or you're hugging your knee into chest, just imagine now that you're breathing all the way down your left leg and out into the ball of the left foot. Exhaling, relaxing the shoulders, so allow the shoulders to respond to that release. Inhale, breathing all the way down to the ball of the left foot. Exhale, allowing the outside edges of the eyes to soften. One more breath. Imagine that you're breathing all the way down to the ball of the left foot. Exhaling, relaxing the low jaw, a little glide left to right, releasing low jaw away from upper jaw. Bringing the left leg back in, left foot is on the floor, and then the right foot joins it. So the other side, and you may be aware that one side of your body isn't the same as the other. That's completely normal. So you may need to modify and do something different, especially if you've got an injury or you've had surgery. And if you have and you'd like to contact me about that and you've got some questions, then please get in touch. I'll link my website at the bottom of this video, and my contact details are on there. I'm really happy to talk about bodies. And yeah. Okay, other side. So left knee, either hugging your left knee into chest. So a hug isn't a force or aggressive. It's just a gentle hug. If that doesn't work for you, if your shoulders are getting super engaged, you can just keep your left knee up. If you find that this actually engages your hip flexors a lot, just keep your left foot on the floor. And then extending the right leg forward. So breathing, breath is energy, okay? Intention is energy. So when we intend to breathe the breath all the way down the right leg and into the sole of the foot, we are breathing, we're allowing that energy to flow all the way down there. Exhaling, just allow the belly to soften back into the body. And that might not happen for you. We tend to be very contracted in the belly. A lot of tension is held there. Also, just from an aesthetic reason, sometimes we hold our belly in a lot. Or if you've squeezed yourself into your favorite jeans that might be a little bit tight now, then, again, we hold the belly in. So if you can, we're going to focus on this side, just for 2 more breaths. Just breathing all the way down into the ball of the right foot. And then the invitation is for the belly to soften on the exhale. One more time. Breathing down into the ball of the right foot. Exhaling, inviting the belly to soften, but we're not bothered if it does that or not. We're just letting the body do what it wants to do in its own time and in its own way. Bringing the sole of the right foot back up on the floor, releasing the left foot if you had it off the floor. Staying here, now walk your feet wider than the pelvis and rest the inner thighs in. So hopefully there's no muscular activity in the legs, just the inner thighs are resting in. And take the arms out so the palms are up and they're extending out in line with the shoulders. If that brings your shoulders up to your ears, just move your palms a little bit further down towards the body and bring the chin down towards the chest. So we want a sense of length in the back of the neck. So there shouldn't be any muscular holding in your body right now. You're not trying to make the body stay in this position. And if you are, then just move into a position that allows you to feel relaxed. You can lie on your back, you can lie on your belly, you can lie on your side if you want to. The most important thing is not what position your body is in, but that you are able to feel relaxed. And with the eyes closed, we're just going to do a little bit of breath work. Focusing, counting with the breath. We're going to inhale for 3, pause. We're going to exhale for 3 and pause. 6 rounds. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, don't do it. If you want to, come with me and I'll count you through it. Soft exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, 2, 3, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, pause. 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 Last time, inhale, 2, 3, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, pause. And now let the breath just go back to whatever is normal for you right now. And allowing this next exhale to release all the tension that it can possibly release from your body. And then rolling over, if you have been on the floor, and supporting yourself up and just coming into a comfortable position. You can sit on the floor. If you have a chair or a stool from earlier on, you can sit on that. And just taking a moment here maybe feeling a little bit different in the body, maybe feeling a little bit more spacious, a little bit more relaxed. That's my hope. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you would like something specific, if you would like a particular video aimed at something that's relevant to you, then please get in touch, because I would really like to do videos that people actually want to watch and take part in, that is relevant for them and their body, or meditation or anything. And if you want to know a little bit more about what I do, then please you can connect to me through my website. So thank you very much, take care, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.